That's right.
You know, now people tell me I'm a woman, but I'm not.
Right.
You know, because at home, I'm like,
Right.
I just love
Right.
cross dressing or looking pretty or
Yeah.
whatever.
That
So
is
when
so
it comes
fucking
to
awesome to
he,
me.
she, or
It
whatever, it
is.
doesn't matter to me. I know who I am. Y'all look
Go
here.
ahead.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Kingz and Konversation. I'm Enrique,
I'm Mike. I'm Mocha.
and today we have a very special guest with us from G Status ATL Hustle. It is the infamous and beautiful Regdrick.
Hey! Okay,
Hey.
so let me say this because you have officially broken our
G Status.
our G status cherry
Mhm.
because
Oh,
you are our first guest.
Oh, it makes
for
sense.
Kingz and Conversation. I wanted to make sure I said that right.
Yeah, I knew where you were going.
Let
Yeah,
me make sure.
I knew where you were going.
But it's so good to have you,
Thank
and you came in with such good energy. I'm excited about this conversation. How you feeling, Mocha?
I'm feeling good.
I mean-
Mocha starstruck over here.
I'm feeling good.
Okay, so let me start off by saying this. I think when I just watched you all's latest episode, and we'll talk about so much today, and so many people have been waiting to have this conversation, right?
Yeah.
Because we need to hear from you.
Okay.
Your new look,
Mhm.
when I saw you come up on that big screen, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
woo! Regdrick, you are beyond beautiful.
Thank you.
No, I mean, like, TV's one thing, right?
Mhm.
But we're seeing you in person.
Mm.
You are beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
And I was so worried about what I look like on TV.
Oh,
I
You're
used to be like,
winning.
"Nah, what is
Winning.
going on?"
Yeah.
You're winning.
Yeah.
And when I say winning, I'm talking about there's a whole lot of individuals on reality platforms
Mhm.
that are wishing they could do what you're doing flawlessly.
Oh, wow.
So,
Absolutely.
all right, go ahead, y'all.
so today we're going to be discussing 3 episodes of G Status
Right.
ATL Hustle. Episodes 2, 3, and
4,
4.
right.
So we're going to dive into 2 and 3 kind of consensually because they
Yeah.
kind of
Oh
ran
my God.
together.
Right.
So on these 2 episodes, we saw that Akeem, and I have to say that because everybody always says
And I've been
Hakeem.
saying,
You've been saying
Yeah, you have.
Lord
I say
Jesus.
she loves to call him Hakeem.
But everybody
I
says
says Hakeem too.
Right.
he had an event at the Hibachi Grill
Mhm.
where he invited a lot of the cast members and other people that he knew that were business owners to come together to try to network.
Right.
Tell us about that in the beginning of that endeavor.
Okay, so once I got on the show and they was like, okay, your first filming, Hakeem is inviting you to a dinner. And I was like, okay, I've seen previous episodes of G Status because I was a fan.
Right.
But I was like, okay, well, maybe it's a little different this time because ever since I got the opportunity to be on the show,
Right.
it's been like this feeling of, you need to do this. I've been antisocial for a while, y'all. I didn't even really hang around like gay people,
Right. Right.
So I was like, okay, this is my moment to just really get to know other people of the LGBTQ community. People see me all the time and just be wondering so many things.
Right.
So, okay, if this is a networking event, I can see what other people do on the
Right.
show. I can see how we can collaborate
Right.
with people. So I was all down for it. And then the Hibachi Grill, I've been there before, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to not eat so I can eat a lot.
Right.
So I went in with the expectation of, me meeting people and networking, and we leave out of there with some type of business plan.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went in with really good intention.
Yes. I had no idea that it would be like
What it
That's
was.
what I was about to
Yeah.
ask because you went in with good energy.
Mm-hmm.
But-
And she always goes into everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you walk into this place, I just want to know, was the tension thick in there? Could you
Good
feel any
question.
type of
No.
bad vibes or anything when you walked in?
I mean, that's why I was thrown off mentally and physically thrown off. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Because it was none of that.
Right.
And I was just like, well, some of these people I've seen on the show before, so of course they not, they don't change when the camera comes on or anything like that. So I'm just like, okay, sit back, we'll have a good conversation. We got to eat, you know.
But you signed up for reality TV, right? And we all know reality TV only works on one thing, and that's drama. So you had to know going in, and if I'm wrong, you can tell me I'm wrong. You had to know at some point that there was going to have to be some type of dramatic moment in order to be able to really have a good episode. So what did you possibly think could possibly go wrong?
Well, when it comes to drama, like I said, I've seen the show before.
Right.
And the drama they had, it wasn't in like at no dinner or, you know, where plates and glasses are. It was just, you know, in a surrounding area, kind of like us sitting around when they was fighting. So I was like, well, it may be a couple arguments because it seemed like people know each other. But I didn't think it would be throwing anything or like plates. Like I can even imagine picking up a plate and throwing it. Like, that's crazy. So I expected drama in some type of way, but not to that extent.
How long were you all there before, like, the drama actually, like, just jumped off?
We was there for about an hour because they had us sitting in the waiting room first, and then they had each one of us walk in separately. So once we got in, we sat for a while. They took everybody's order, and then once the food came out, that's when they wanted us to start talking and whatever issues people had with each other to hash those out.
So they went in knowing that we were going to talk about our issues.
But because I think Hakeem, it's a Hakeem,
right?
Hakeem actually said that he thought that they would come in and hash out their issues. Now, the question I have for you is, when he came in and the energy that he had, how did that make you feel?
Well, by that time I was irritated. I was like, where's the king? You know,
he was late.
Yeah, he's late, and I mean, we're just sitting there waiting for him to come in. The food hadn't came out yet. Like I told you, I hadn't eaten yet.
So
and
you
I
was
can go
already
from real
hungry.
cute to real ugly, and I can do that if I'm not eating. So I'm like, where is he at? So once he walked in, it was like, okay, he here, but it was like, girl, you late. What you been doing?
Wow.
You know. So.
And what kind of energy did he come in with?
It was regular. It was, hey, how everybody doing? You know, he spoke to everybody. He kind of skipped over me, and I'm like, hey, you know, I may be a new face that you haven't seen, so you know, you could speak, but you know, he was very positive when he came in, but it went left so fast.
What were you gonna say, Mocha?
Well, just from watching the show, it seemed like he walked in with a certain type of energy that it was very, very, you know,
I'm the grand girl.
Right, you know, and the tension in the room when he walked in was already
right.
It seemed to me like he kind of went ahead and cranked it.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
like he crunked it up and then took it up, you know, to a high level, because you have to be careful when you're bringing people into a setting to hash out differences, especially when these are people that already feel like, you know, everybody is against me and this person is talking about me and this person has something against me, because that's what I saw. I saw a lot of people that came in there that was like, I'm ready for it, and these girls better not try me. And and when you walk in with that type of energy already, that's what you're going to get. And so I expected a king to be a little bit more, especially since you wanted people to hash things out, I expected him to be a little bit more smooth, a little bit more softer, instead of coming in and being all extra. Because when you do that and people's emotions are already heightened, you're not going to do anything but make them, you know, act more crazy.
It's like, it's your event. So when you come in, again, we're going to go with narrative. When you come in, if you see that the energy is giving off something you don't want, that's when you say, hey, y'all, okay, let's stop all this. Whatever's going on, we're going to lose that. Let's take a breath. Y'all know how we are.
You gotta
take a
breath.
Of it, and but I think that once he came in, he actually came in with that intention to kind of heighten things up, to make it escalate to what it became. And I don't think that he anticipated that the outcome was going to be a bill that they were going to have to pay.
Exactly.
But you get what you asked for, so that's what we said. You have to watch what you do.
So in your opinion, because we weren't there, how did all of this shit get started?
It was a mess, y'all. I mean, it literally looked like and felt like people was out of body or something. Like, you know, we hear them say stuff like, you know, certain people is on drugs, and I was just like, okay. But now looking back on it, I'm like, okay, yeah, they definitely was on some type of drug that made them not be able to control themselves, because it came to a point where we was just like, okay, y'all, shut up, sit down, let's start over, and nobody was like,
Who did you believe was on drugs?
Oh, Jesus. 4, of course. So, you can see that on camera.
And let me say this. I think he is fine. So I want to make sure I put that out there.
You know what?
I think he's fine.
In the beginning, he still was, trying to have conversations, and I was just trying to calm him down.
Right.
And I was just like, calm down. Let these people say what they want to say. They all the way over there. You're not going to get to it on all the cameras. Like, so just calm down. But he definitely was either high, drunk, or something.
Okay.
I feel like Devon was probably high, and of course Hakeem always drinking.
Right.
So, and I tell Hakeem all the time, stop drinking, Hakeem, because you rumble.
Right. And, yes, he does.
And also, you can tell with the conversations, nothing was making sense.
Ever.
So me, I'm the type of person, if I'm in a group of people that's having a conversation and it's not making sense, I'm literally zoning out.
Right.
Like it's not gonna keep my attention out.
So to kind of fast forward this, because I want to get to episode 3 when it was about you and Devon. But to fast forward it, they're going back and forth, they're arguing. And then what was the first physical move that you remember that happened during that setting?
It was Rashad and Akeem.
Okay.
Roman. I'm sorry.
Right, you did say that.
Sorry. But it was Roman and Akeem. Roman was trying to have a conversation with Brandon.
Okay.
Because they had previous social media beef.
Right.
And they was talking like adults. You know what I'm saying? And then Akeem comes with, okay, bitch, we ain't having all this dumbass conversation. Y'all hoes on here. We like, well, you told them to have a
have a conversation
out, So then it turned into Roman and Akeem because Akeem came out so disrespectful, and it's just like Roman's not having it.
Okay.
So after that, I was like, okay, Akeem, you kind of contradicting yourself right now. Like, do you want them to hash it out, or do you want what do you want us to do? You know. So that's the first thing I remember.
Right. Okay. And how do you feel like you got thrown to the floor? I watched it probably, I don't know, maybe 10 times because I wanted to see. I'm like, how did she get thrown to the floor? Wait a minute, hold up, go back. What? Because who grabbed you? What happened?
Yes. Well, I remember sitting there, and like I said, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. So I'm like, I'm gonna call my girl till I'm gonna meet her somewhere, and then I look up, and then Devon is throwing a drink, and I'm like, oh shit. So I move over like this. And by that time, 4 got on this side of me. And he pretty much pulled you down. Okay. And I'm like, bitch, what the you doing?
Right.
So I'm on the ground, and some type of way 4 got, I don't know, they was trying to get to the other side.
Right.
Which way they was trying to go, I don't know. I don't even think they know which way they were trying to go.
Right.
And so 4, his foot, and I was trying to get up, and his foot like, and I was like, okay, I'm going to just lay down at this point.
Right.
And then I'm going to try to get up again. And if y'all bitches don't hurry up and get off of me, I'm about to lose it.
Right.
Yeah, because I was telling production, like, I don't mind drama, and I don't mind being in the midst of drama. If it's a heated conversation, that's fine. But if I black out, I grab things.
Right.
As far as I know. I'm grabbing everything.
I'm with you.
And I'm not paying for nothing.
You
know? So I would tell him the drama is fine. We can have heated conversations or disagreements, but when it comes to getting physical, I'm taking whatever I can get my hands on, and I'm gonna strike you.
Exactly.
So before we move to episode 4, who is the cast member that you're closest to?
I'm closest to Robert, our guy.
Oh yeah, he's cute.
Yeah, I'm closest to Robert. We can relate on a lot of different situations. So being that he used to be a drag queen, he understands my feminine side. He's into makeup, so of course we have a connection there. And then and then he can go anywhere, and it could be whether it's 2 people or 12 people. He will make it fun naturally.
I would say this: when I saw what happened to you, I said, "Now this is the case where someone did absolutely nothing and got physically assaulted."
And when we went outside, it was everybody was standing around each other. Nobody's trying to fight.
Yeah, but
nobody's trying.
I saw that the little bit that they kind of, and I said the same thing. Like, if you're trying to get to somebody on the inside, by the time you get outside, and you can get to them, I'm about to give you this heat.
Okay,
but nobody was. Yeah, so it was all.
That made me even madder. And I was like, okay, I'm about to get out of here, because the fact that they're just standing around here and they looking like they just got out of they look like they got out of communion, or they just got out of church, and I'm looking like I don't roll
around fellowship. Y'all want a fellowship now y'all want to be mature in fellowship.
Exactly. I was like, I'm about ready to line all of them up, take this wig off. Okay, we finna get to it.
I honestly thought you were done with the show.
Yeah,
I did too.
Because she sped off, and they was like, "Well, why she speeding off?" I'm like,
right. I said she's gone.
And I kept saying, if she leaves the show, like that's not going to be good for the show. And then I did not want you to lose your platform just because of that. Because now you actually had something to build on. Because we didn't really know you in the beginning. Right. So this now kind of gave you to me, a strong storyline to carry throughout the season. Yeah. Like y'all hosts came from me, like I'm about to.
And I really didn't even want to make it there. Once I got the opportunity, I already knew what I was going to be doing. Right. I had been doing live videos on social media, Facebook, for a while. Gained over like 40,000 followers. Awesome. So it became a thing where people was like, "Oh my God, for you to be a man dressing up, you inspired me to get up and put on my clothes, demand more from men that want to, date me or something like that." So I already had my concept of what I was doing with my brand a long time ago. So once I got this opportunity, it was just like, okay, yes, it's a drama-filled show, but I feel like I was strong enough to just make it to where, okay, it could be about business too. Right. And I can still give you a little drama if it presents itself.
Exactly. Well, in episode 4, you did that.
Sure did.
Well, go ahead and talk about that.
Well, why you don't tap me?
Because she was with your dude. Yeah.
Okay. So in episode 4, you guys introduced something called Sip and Paint. You didn't go into too much detail about it. You want to talk about it now, or you still want to hold off?
Well, no, it's pretty much going to be about us doing makeup and pretty much having good conversation. Me and our guy, when we're around each other, it's natural. It's kind of like we feed off each other naturally. Right. So we just came up with the idea to do it, just to try it out. And everybody was like, "Oh, we love you guys." Genius. So we was like, let's go into maybe doing a sip and paint type situation. Right. So
that was genius.
With Sip and Paint, it'll be sipping cocktails and painting makeup.
Yeah, and doing our makeup.
Okay.
Oh, doing each other's makeup.
Yeah, maybe doing it. It'll be different things each episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I think when I saw you talk about it, I was like, that's genius. Because people think of Sip and Paint, naked models and, drinking. And that's a good concept. And that has built that name or that term up. But for you to take that term and kind of twist it.
I'm going to give you another outlook on this when we get off camera. Because I told Mocha what I think it should be. And you're going to love it. So I do want to ask this. I'm going to ask 2 questions. One is, who is the cast member that you least like? That you just, if you just had to put them on an island and say, you come in, and there's one you got to leave, who would you leave on that island?
It's going to be 4.
I actually like 4 though. I don't know much about him, but
4 is funny. And in the beginning, I was like, 4 do have potential, but it's like now after watching your response to what happened, it's like, hey girl, bye girl. Right. Like I'm good on it.
Yeah.
So you're at this photo shoot.
Okay. That's why I was going, so you got it.
You're at this photo shoot. Okay. I just want to know what went through your head when you saw Devon walk through the door, knowing what had just went on at the Hibachi Grill. Now all of a sudden, he's showing up on my set.
You want to?
Yes,
I do. I do.
I was literally like, okay, this bitch got me. Like, and excuse my language, y'all.
No, you're fine.
I'm pretty, but I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? I know how to handle myself. Yeah, but I was just like, okay, he got me up. You think you finna control anything around here? No, it's not gonna happen. Wow. I've seen Devon in acts with other people, and I feel like Devon got this representation of, okay, if Devon's showing up, he finna get you together. And I was like, no, yeah, sweetie. Right. So when he came around the corner, I was just like, okay, what do y'all got going on? Production, what's up? Right. Because we specifically said it'd be a private, photo shoot. So y'all want drama right now, right? See. And it's just
you gave it.
Yeah. I'm finna give y'all a little bit, but I'm not finna fuck up my
what I got going.
So pretty much production knew that they were there filming you guys, so they knew that you guys had that scene, and they just kind of told him to come into the
I still don't know. Like,
and production can't talk about that. That's right, because it has to be fair.
Right. I had to watch it to see how he got the information as to where I was at.
Exactly. So. Honestly, I felt that scene was too long. And I'm just being honest. I felt it was too long. I felt like you kept saying the same thing over and over and over again. And I don't believe that he came with good energy. And I love Devon, right? Yeah. But I don't believe he came with good energy. And I don't like the fact that y'all squashed it off camera. Yeah. Because to me, if he came there, and Devon, I love you, but I'm telling the truth. if he came there to cause peace, then he should have been in a humble type of mode instead of coming in trying to get you together.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
He said Akeem sent him.
I don't care who sent him.
I don't understand why Akeem would do that, knowing that, you know, that she's on set, you know, trying to, you know, handle business. Why would you even send Devon there to handle that when you knew that the cookout was coming up? Why you couldn't have them handle that there?
Is he a producer?
The only thing Hakeem has done that I've seen since we've been filming was hold a mic, and you know he wasn't paying attention. He wasn't paying attention, and he let the mic tap me on the top of my forehead. I'm like, what is the microphone coming from? And it's hitting me on.
Yeah, because somebody commented on something that Mike said that he was an assistant producer.
Yeah,
somebody commented.
Yeah, I think he's in the beginning stages of helping out on the show a little bit. But I mean, I disagree with cast members being behind the scenes as well.
That's too much.
Just my opinion. Yeah, but I think he's in the beginning stages. So.
Yeah, I just felt like that if y'all were going to squash it, doing it off camera was just not good. And if you were doing, I would have had more respect for Devon at that time if he would have just came in and been like, listen, I messed up. I want to apologize to you. But to come in with this defensive mode, and then I feel like you just gave him too much conversation.
It was kind of really defensive. Because he seemed like he was sincere about it, but at the same time, it kind of was like, I don't know. It was back and forth. It was up and down, you know, because I felt like he meant what he said. But then he's turning around and being critical and criticizing and being mean and rude. So, okay, so what are you going to do? You're going to apologize or you came here to pop some shit off?
Exactly. And see, me, for me, I'm the type, either we're going to have a good, nice conversation or we're going to be into it throughout the conversation. So once I seen that he was going back and forth, okay, you're insulting me, but you're trying to get me to accept your apology.
I call those a compliment sandwich. It's like you give it, but you giving me a little. I'm saying you give me a little extra with it. So.
Yeah, it was that type of situation, and I'm just one way. Okay, you said, you know, disrespectful things to me, so I'm finna give it to you because that's the only way I can give it to you.
Yeah, because you tried to hold off for a while.
I did. I did. Oh my God, y'all! I tried to hold off a lot, you know, because I don't want people to see that side. Because once I'm mad, it's just like, it's no talking to me. You know, it's no understanding. That's why I was like, give me a call, you know, properly set up a conversation.
Which that was good.
With me.
Right, that was good.
You got a secretary?
Yeah, then asking if I got a secretary. I wouldn't be on G Saturday Feel Hustle if I had everything I needed.
Right.
So don't come in here trying
That was good.
Don't come in here trying to act like, you know,
is good.
We up here and we all down here with no type of help. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't have a secretary, don't need one right now.
You know what? When you come in and you're a newcomer, and you are already beautiful, that is very intimidating to people. It's intimidating to the people that were there last season, and then it's intimidating to the people who are scuffling around for airtime for this season. So I was extremely disappointed to just see how that went down. Now let's talk about this cookout.
So, you know, at that barbecue, it was just like, okay, who is this? And I don't agree with it. You know, I'm not for the drama. If they're not talking to you and if it's not about you, then I just feel like as a lady, you should probably just sit back and let the men, you know, deal with the situation the way they did it.
What I appreciated from her was that she corrected it when they were all together and they were like laughing and kikiing about the friend working at California Pizza Kitchen. She was like, "Hey, that's my friend." Yeah. I appreciated that, but that should have been the end of it.
Down.
She shouldn't have bought it to the cookout.
Down.
You already handled it. You know what I'm saying? So why did you? And then to go further and say all of those other things that she said, I was just like, wow.
Because to me, it would have been good to see you all have one event where there was no bullshit.
It was almost there.
Right.
They almost
that was. I feel like that was definitely uncalled for because I mean nobody was really even talking about any type of beef. Like we was there, like okay, we're gonna have a good time. You know, everybody seems to be getting along, and then you come out with this, and you're adding on to the story, and they're looking like, what? Okay. We didn't say that. We probably kikied about him working in California Pizza Kitchen, but
which they
didn't say nothing about prostitution.
I don't want to keep pointing the finger at Akeem, But I think he brought that energy there again because he came there to the cookout talking about what happened at the Hibachi Grill. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, this is what happened and da-da-da-da-da. And if y'all have anything y'all need to say, y'all need to go ahead. And to me, when you do that, you just, you know what I'm saying, bring it up.
Open up a can of
You're opening up a can of drum. You're pouring gas on the fire.
Right.
Everybody was cool. And they wasn't nobody even talking about what happened.
Right. He apologized to everybody but you.
Right. You know, like to me,
which that was crazy
to me.
I didn't understand.
And I don't want to keep pointing the finger at him, but it just seems like he has this type of.
He was the leader for these events.
Yeah.
And when you're the leader for an event and it doesn't go right, it falls on you. Which to me, I don't understand why he did not understand he owed you an apology. You're here at my house and we're filming, right? Mm-hmm. If you trip and fall, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, girl, I got insurance, number one. But then two, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I want you to, not that I made you fall.
Right. Yeah. You can't say you didn't, he can't say that he didn't understand her position because he brought them there. Had you not put out the call for us all to be here, this would not have happened.
Exactly.
So that's your apology.
Right.
Exactly. So once we saw where Brandon was going back and forth with Charlie. What was that like?
I felt like Brandon was just letting people hype him up.
Yeah, he was. Because listening, his argument wasn't even making sense.
It wasn't making sense.
Because Charlie kept saying, I didn't say nothing. You started arguing.
You're not listening, but you're letting the energy from the person beside you, you know, that's coming with ill intentions, encourage you to just be talking at them. And they grown ass men, they ain't gonna let you talk to them crazy.
Because she initially got the issue. And so she's trying to make the friend happy. You know, it's like I don't like you, and now you're my friend, and now I don't want you to like me because I don't like you. That's what I felt like.
It looked like that, and it felt like that. It just felt like, you know, Charlie was here, and Delisha was just biting and biting, even when he wasn't even talking to her.
Right.
It was like she was still doing certain things to get his attention. You know, it was like, girl, sit back. I mean,
how do you feel about that comment she made when she said that, you know, she screwed or maybe paid her?
It's kind of funny.
Let's address that part.
Now, let's not address the fact that she was calling them faggots before he even got to that point.
Whoa.
Yeah, y'all didn't hear that?
Whoa.
Yeah, he was all type of faggots before then.
See what I'm talking about?
See,
that's the thing. It's what you just said.
But see, the way they added that, you couldn't miss it if you even do this on your phone or something.
So she could disrespect him, call him all of these names, and then when he responds,
and she said the word nigga, like, I don't know how many times, like, nigga, you got me fucked up, or, you know, it was just all type of nigga that she even did a rap that had nigga about 3 or 4 times in it. So, but in the moment, and I feel like a lot of other people that was there could, you know, relate to what I'm saying. In the moment, we wasn't even realizing that she said this fact. She called him a faggot. Now she's calling him a nigga because it was loud. You know, they going back and forth. So everybody was just like, okay, what's happening?
Right.
But watching it, it's like, why in the hell did nobody say, girl, if you said it one more time, you know what I'm saying? You already done called him a faggot.
Wow.
And that's just opening up a can of, okay, our walls are down.
Right.
She provoked him to go there.
See, just like we were talking about in the past episode, people look at Charlie and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe Charlie would disrespect the trans community. That's why I'm sorry. I'm Team Charlie on this, because although he should not have made that comment, there had to be a high level of being provoked. So then after he comes for her, then she comes back and says, oh, well, it was because right. And I'm thinking, I know Charlie. And that didn't happen.
Right.
I'm sorry, that was a reach. People can jump and say, oh my God, Mike did X, Y, and Z, but you don't know where I was provoked to get to that point, and it's unfair.
Yeah. I agree.
It's unfair. That's why I talk about the whole story, y'all. So, yeah.
So there was something I wanted to ask you, and it totally gone up because we've gone.
I'm sorry.
What I thought when she said it. Yeah. Well, when she said it, I was like, now wait a minute. I know I don't see it. I'm a pretty boy. So how is you getting play and I ain't getting no motherfucking play? You know, that's the first thing I said. And I even when I thought about it in that moment, I started laughing. But when she said that, it was just kind of like, okay, well maybe, you know, Charlie, because I didn't know Charlie like that at the time, and I was like, well maybe he's a freak, but hold on.
I know Charlie.
Like, it was just back and forth, and I was getting to know Charlie. Me and Argyle, of course, had a, strong connection, and, he's best friends with Charlie.
Right.
So I feel like, if I have a strong connection with someone that's your best friend, then more than likely we're all going to come together eventually.
Right.
So it was just like, I'm getting to know everybody. Delicious, we're cool, but I'm seeing something different now. So let me just step back and observe again.
So are you all currently filming? Or are you done?
We just do green screen.
Okay, so but pretty much with the scenes
the
you all...
is done.
Okay, so you don't have to give us any spoiler alerts or anything like that. Overall, what was your takeaway from the entire experience?
My takeaway was a mess. It was a mess first. I can't lie. It really was a mess, but I found myself having to challenge myself and have to be really strong and always talk about my brand, because that's what I came here for.
Exactly.
I'm not the type that want to just be on camera and want to be seen on YouTube with 56K views. I don't care about none of it. Like, because when I go home, I still have to go to my 9 to 5. I still have to invest in, what I have going on. So my whole thing is I'm coming in here to gain more clientele and get money.
Build your brand,
Yeah, not to be on here bashing people like I'm up here, but we all on the same television show.
Down.
So,
now, I do want to say this because we got to wrap this up. I want you to explain to our viewers, because I know the viewers who watch the show have heard it. What is My Pretty Boy?
Yes, I need this right here, baby.
What is your brand?
Yes. Hold on, let me get my fan. I'm sorry, I need my fan for this one.
Yes.
Down.
So My Pretty Boyfriend is pretty much a individual that started with low confidence, almost to no confidence at all, throughout high school, and just really never could understand who he was. I will always get pretty instead of handsome. I would hear the word gay and faggot and all of this at an age where I didn't even know how to spell it. Long story short, throughout high school, but I always had a big mindset. I could always see myself doing exactly what I'm doing now. So I kind of get chills whenever I talk about it. But it turned into me just saying, hey, after high school, I'm finna explode. So once I got comfortable with myself, I was like, okay, it's no stopping me now. I still had to really get into the whole dressing up type thing, because I have family members that don't understand.
Right, of course.
So I had to learn myself. It's pretty much me learning myself. And once I found myself, it's like, okay, thank y'all for all of the insults and the bullying.
Because you made me
I'm
the
a
beast
beast.
I am.
Now you are a beast. You are a beast.
And I know that's a very masculine word for me to be.
That's all right.
But I want people to know I am a beast.
You are.
There's really nothing you can say to me that will offend me. You can say something about my dead grandmother. Whatever. It's not gonna offend me. But when I get there, it's gonna be a big situation. But I also want to take my experience and encourage other young boys that want to be pretty, and then people make them feel like they have to get titties and do this, and then they realize, okay, this is not what I wanted to do.
I was going to ask you that. Have you had any type of surgeries, augmentations? Thank you. and if not, would you ever consider any?
No, I haven't. I haven't had any.
Wow.
I tell people all the time, it ain't nothing but collard greens and neck bone.
because they tried to come for you. They were like, oh my God, you are a big girl. You should have held your own. First of all, I'm looking at you. You're not big like that. Like, that's number one. TV does put a little bit of weight on you. But girl, you're snatched. Okay? And two, I think that sometimes it's so easy to be intimidated that you try to come for what you think someone's insecurity is. But the fact that when he said something about you being a big girl, you was like, man. I said...
That took me up. That took me up.
And I'm very honest with myself. It started out with me just looking at myself in the mirror saying, you are a man. You don't feel like a woman. You just want to be pretty. And once you get that understood with yourself, there's nothing nobody can say.
You are living in your truth.
Good, Mocha.
Yes,
authentically.
I went from kindergarten all the way up into 12th grade hiding myself. Trying to be a more masculine boy and all of that. So that's where my pretty boyfriend came from. Women started to say, well, that's my boyfriend, and you know, no, he's my boyfriend. And I was like, I'm everybody's boyfriend. So I put the pretty with boyfriend, and then I started to encourage other people just to feel the same way.
So people can find you on Instagram.
Yes.
Where else can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook right now.
Okay.
Everybody's like, you need to get more social media, but when you're building a brand by yourself, it's like social media is just for posting the pictures, continue to say encouraging things to people, and moving forward. And
well, please get a Twitter. Because and it doesn't have to be a freak Twitter like mine, but I'm just saying, please get a Twitter. Because a lot of times, a lot of people can connect you better, you know, sometimes on Twitter. But we appreciate you coming.
Absolutely. I'm glad I came too, because when I seen y'all show, I was like, it feels so homey and you know, comfortable. Even though I'm a girl, you know. Looking like knuckleheads. But just the way y'all interact with one another, it's just like, you know, I want to come and I want to be a part of it.
Oh, well, we appreciate that. Yeah. Well, we definitely have a real friendship. We get into it. We disagree. Yeah. We have our own opinions.
I can tell.
We was you're
the sensitive one.
I am. We was in a meeting the other day, and our Mocha was like, "Oh, we need it again." I was like, "Oh,
about to cry."
Oh, here we go. But we love each other, and it's all love, and you have made our show so much more amazing.
Thank you. No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
Wow. Well, listen, everybody, thank you once again for watching this amazing episode of Kingz in Conversation with our special guest,
Regdrick.
From G Status ATL Hustle. Please make sure that you follow us on all social media. Make sure that you follow Regdrick. Make sure that if you are getting ready for a special event or a special occasion, you might as well go with the best.
Might as well.
You might as well go with the best. Right. All right, make sure that you like this video, comment, keep your comments respectful. That's all we ask. And it's not for us to always agree. But one of the things that I'm happy, one of the reasons why I'm happy that you're here is because of what you just said. There are other young guys out there and some young ladies who don't feel like they can be their most authentic selves. But you being here today has given somebody some hope. Yeah. So, girl, do your ministry. All right, everybody. We love you. Appreciate you so much. Bye everyone. Bye.